Good morning, blue collar scholars. How y'all doing? Hey, I wonder if that mic will fit in that. Look at that, guys. Now that right there is slick. Anyways, guys, Lance Campbell. Good morning. I'm in Campbell's Corner. Got some additions to Campbell's Corner this week. You can see this nice bench here that was donated to us. That we have a good idea what we're going to do with it, but that's for another video. Kalijah's still here. He's hanging out. He said something to me about a bald eagle a couple weeks ago. I'm probably going to have to go get that eagle or do something, you know. Got a little thing up here, V8 thing. It's pinstriped. Had a long week this week. Pinstripe guy. Anyways, I'll just tell this week's story time is going to be about this week, guys. I'd like to thank Inline for sponsoring us, and Moore's Garage and BP and Elkmont. And man, I wish I could remember all of them that try to help. Guys, we are looking for sponsors. If you know anybody to be interested in sponsoring us, I'll mention them right here if I can remember them. If nothing else, I'll go talk to them and do a whole video with them or something. But anyways, story time, guys. Here in Campbell's Corner, early in the morning on Friday morning. I forgot today's date, but I know we're getting close to August, so we got to be close to the end of July. So we're close to the end of July, probably the last Friday in July, 2026. And this week's story is going to be about my whole week. I've had a long week, and you guys try to help me figure out what the heck's going on. We had a job in Alabaster, Alabama. Old van I got, it's been a trooper, man. I never had no problems out of it. We get in it to come home from Alabaster, and we ain't quite made it through Birmingham yet, and it blows a hose and cracks a little piece on the side of the motor there. And anyways, had to get somebody to come and get us. And so I get back here to the house, and I get my old truck and trailer, and I headed to Birmingham to get my van so I can get it home and get it worked on. We get the van loaded on the trailer, and we get out on the interstate. Had a flat. A flat after I done had a broke down van. And guess what? We don't have a spare tire, so there we go. We make it almost back to Athens on 3 tires, because we done limped on down the shoulder on the rim, as Charlie Daniels would say. Anyways, from Birmingham to Athens ain't no short trip, and not doing 80, it ain't no fun, especially on the interstate. You get almost to Athens, and the other tire decides it's going to blow out, and we still don't have a spare, so we have to swap tires. The 2 on the left side had blowed out, so we swapped one from the right side to the left side, and we got one good axle. We get her on down to the house there, and finally get home that early in the morning. The next day we get up, and I head to work in my backup vehicle, which is an old beater blue truck that I got that I drive around. Been a good truck, hadn't had no problems out of it. So you don't think you're going to have no problems out of it. So that evening I have to go to Hartsville, Tennessee. I drive to Hartsville, Tennessee, 4:30, 5 o'clock. No, it's 6:30 when I get there. It's not dark yet. Anybody knows me knows I have a brother. My brother was born in Hartsville, Tennessee. And I wanted to go up and see the old house, because I was fairly good age when I was there, and I remember it, so I wanted to see the house. So the man that I went up there to meet, he lived there, and when I described where I was talking about, he knew almost exactly where I was talking about. And so him and I get in my old blue truck, and we go riding around, and we ride around till it's dark, like 2 old boys do that from the country, and see a bunch of deer and a bunch of turkey, and had a good time, good talk. I told him about some other people that I'd met doing blue collar scholar stuff, and that's what I was doing up there with him, was blue collar scholar stuff. He had a bunch of good stories, and I had some. And anyways, before I go home, he tells me that when he first started pinstriping, this piece up here, his daddy bought these pieces for him so he could start pinstriping and selling them, because he didn't have a lot of money or whatever. And anyways, the first piece that he did was that piece right there. His daddy was a Ford guy. I'm a Ford guy, and he told me I reminded him of his daddy. He took that piece off his wall, sent it home with me. And as I've told y'all, I've met some really nice people doing the blue collar scholar stuff, and this guy reminded me of another man that I've met, Greg Spawn. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it's White's Rides. They raise money for childhood cancer, and that guy's a great humanitarian. Him and his wife both. If you ever get a chance to meet him, go up and shake his hand. Just talk to him. He's a good guy, country as can be and down to earth as can be, and they do a lot for what they do. So anyways, he sent this piece home with me because I reminded him of his daddy, and it was a touching story. I can't tell it as good as he can because it was his story. And anyways, I go to leave, and I ain't got out of his driveway, and my truck breaks down. And this is right after the night that I didn't get home till 2 o'clock in the morning because my van broke down. Ike Moore, I don't want to hear nothing about no damn Chevrolets or anybody out there. I drive Fords. Everything I got's a Ford except for one Chevrolet Impala, and it's been broke down more than every Ford in the yard. Okay, now back to the truck. It broke down. I finally got it fixed. Guys, in Hartsville, Tennessee, there ain't much there. There's one parts store, and guess what? It closes at 8 o'clock. So finally got it fixed and got home, finally. But man, it's been a long week for things tearing up and stuff, and things like that happen to me. Usually I try to figure out why they're happening to me, and this one's had me kind of bumfuzzled, so I don't know why it's happened. But guys, y'all tell me your thoughts. I guess I need to quit rambling. Also, I'm gonna put this little Easter egg in here. If you're listening to me right now, type in the comments Chevrolet. How about it? Y'all like, follow, comment. Blue Collar Scholars, see y'all.